Okay, let's try one. Hello, I am Jessica Piedra, the lead attorney of the law office of Jessica Piedra, and I'm happy to chat with you today about our firm. I have been doing this work for about 24 years. Professionally, but I started even before that. Goodness, so you could count about 30 years. I started studying Spanish in high school and started volunteering for teaching English and helping to translate things for newly arrived Mexican families that started coming into the suburbs of Kansas City in 1993 when I was in high school still. I went on to study Spanish in college at DePaul University in Chicago and finished my studies in Mexico, in Merida, Yucatan. By that time, I had my son. I'd like to show you a picture there of my family. Just a moment here. Let's see. And Okay, great. And so I would like to show you, I believe it is on my Facebook page. Yes, there we go. Okay, so these are my children. I had my son, like I said, in my undergrad, and he traveled with me to Mexico when he was 2, and we both got fluent in Spanish. Él dejó de hablar inglés, right? So if no one talks to you in English in 6 months when you're a toddler, that's what happens. And so there you go. And so that now he's 26 and he's just graduated from Marine boot camp. So he's very proud that he's found his passion in life, and that's what we can hope for as parents, right? And so I we came back to Kansas City, and I met my husband, and then we had our daughter Raquel soon after that. She's a senior at university this year, and also just happy and moving forward with her life. And so now I have more time to put into the business, but they have always been my reason to try to make the world a better place and to further my career so that I could give them the best life possible. That's what we want for you and your family as well. Let's see here. So when I came back from let's see here, from Mexico, I also started my career in immigration law. I went to a recruiter and they sent me on an interview. And so that's where I always say I kind of got into this a little bit by accident because I didn't even know what an immigration attorney was at that time. And so I was lucky to join a firm, and they explained to me, and I was like, oh my goodness, they're going to pay me to do what I've been volunteering to do. And so how much better could it get? They pushed me to think about law school. My mentor and first boss was a really wonderful woman and still a dear friend. And so I did start law school 3 years later when the kiddos were in kindergarten and 9 months old. And then my husband was still undocumented at the time. And so I did the part-time program at UMKC. Still worked about, well, I always say it's not really half time. I worked about 3/4 time and went to school 3/4 time, and also was an activist and community leader. So, and a mom. So it's just a lot of things at that time when I was younger. And so we did move forward with my husband's immigration process while I was in law school. The law changed, and it became to be better odds to win the case. And so we did that, choosing for him to leave and do the waiver process in Mexico at the time. It was the only option. We thought it would be about 4 months that he'd be out, and I was like, okay, I will survive one semester by myself with the kiddos and school and work and all. But as immigration does, sometimes they shift things and it's unpredictable. And so he ended up being in Mexico for 11 months. And it was when he could finally get his visa to come back to the United States to be with us. So then we moved on, and I graduated, and it was, but that was a really hard time for us. And so that's part of what motivates me every day is knowing what that feels like to have your family separated. Even for our family, it was a very short time, comparatively to a lot of our clients. But I do understand personally what they're going through, and that's really our brand at the firm. That our staff have their own immigration journey, or close family members, similar to it was my husband, or the father of my children. And so we can connect with the clients in that way, not just with our professional experience, but with our personal experience. Let's see. Okay, and that is a little bit about me. I'll tell you a little bit about the firm then. So I graduated and joined Legal Aid of Western Missouri and helped folks there for about 4 years. Then I joined a private nonprofit where we started an immigration project. We were hoping, both times for immigration reform. We're getting a little less hopeful about that, but being more creative under the current laws for our clients. And so it was in 2016 that I started this firm, with just a couple of legal assistants and me. That's how we started, really with a lot of community help at that time, to get it going with the office and the equipment and everything. But people really liked us, and we grew to be in our current office in downtown Kansas City, Missouri. At the time the pandemic started, it was kind of the turning point of the firm, where we really started seeing exponential growth. That's not really what we expected. In March of 2020, we sat down and we were like, oh goodness, what's going to happen? Do we need to look for other jobs, or what are we going to do? But as we probably should have known, our target clients, working class Latino immigrants, were essential workers. And so, between the pandemic and the political situation, really we dug into some new things like TikTok, and phone consultations ended up being more convenient for the clients, and doubled our revenues in 2020. And doubled the staff as well. And so that's continued the next year as well. So we just continue to grow. At this point, we now have about 20 team members in several countries and several states in the United States. We're looking always to recruit the best and the brightest to join our team. And it really is a team. So to be able to handle that many clients, we have a very specific way that we do things. It's called a Piedra proceso. And so each case goes through very specific steps, and each team member relies on the rest of their team to do their part in the very specific way to make sure all the boxes are checked and all the dates are entered and things like that in our computer system, especially, so that we can produce excellent results in record time for the clients. And so we have a plan to continue this growth for the next 3 years. That will be our 10th anniversary at that point. We're very excited about that, about setting a goal to help 1,000 families a year at that point in the Midwest region. Right now, we're focused mostly on Missouri and Kansas, but then for the next 3 years, and then beyond that, we have expansion plans to open an office in Chicago, and probably after that in California. So that's our shorter and longer term goals for that. We are a great place to work. We hope that you will join us, and we, like we said, we have a strong sense of team and working together. We do also promote personal growth as part of our team values. We have had several folks stay with us for years and move around positions that they expressed interest in, and then we're able to grow and do new things. We also had 3 of our former legal assistants graduate from law school last year. And so we're very proud of that we are pushing our team members to whatever their goals are. So we're very family friendly. We offer generous PTO and holidays, and really enjoy family, as our immigrant community does, right? And so we hope you will join our family, and help families stay together and find safety in the United States. And Okay, and then help us build this future.